Then again, if you have estrogen, all hope is lost. Backlash is coming. The mention of Backlash already puts me to sleep, as just like the road to WrestleMania, the hype for Backlash is complete silence. Decisions being made recklessly, and instead of coming together as a collective community to call out WWE, fingers are being pointed to pass the blame. Enough wasted time, mine's, of course. And let's get into the card for Backlash. Starting with the obvious, Seth Rollins and Omos. These two haven't even bumped into each other. Well, they did have an eye-to-eye on the John Cena anniversary episode of Raw, but we're talking about now. I will say for sure, this feels like some good old Vince McMahon kind of booking. But don't forget, Triple Nose handles the lower card, so there's also that also. Yeah, obvious by all of us as we looking at this now. Yeah, Rollins and Omos being just recklessly put together makes absolutely no sense at all. But hopefully, which is I know this is in time, but hopefully they'll at least soon or some chance, whether that be SmackDown or Raw, make this some type of believability of why they put this match together. Of course, it's laziness, but yeah, because this just seems like they have no clue of what's going on right now. But we'll see, I guess. The triple threat: Bronson Reed, Austin Theory, and Bobby Lashley for the United States Championship. Exactly what we need. More matches thrown together without any reasoning. Can't help but wonder, one is just a part of the match just because he's kind of connected to, well, you know, they have met on separate occasions, but it's not like anybody is going crazy about it, so there you go. That's why this triple threat feels weird, almost like it should be a match between Bobby Lashley and Bronson Reed. Theory's nowhere near in the middle, so hopefully, I guess at some point they interject them into it. But I mean, there's still some time left before Backlash. I mean, do we even really? So because they don't want to do this match yet, a Judgment Day and LWO is involved in a feud. Get why this match is happening.
But with Backlash being hosted by Bad Bunny in Puerto Rico, and mind you, I'm the only female Puerto Rican on the roster, I have to fight and represent mi gente.
Yeah, that's all you need to know. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, the Undisputed Champions, teaming with Matt Riddle versus the Bloodline. So Matt Riddle had his big awaited return. This comes after, wow. Did not know you swung that way, Riddle. So if we didn't know already, WWE of course reminded us that Matt Riddle was taken out by the Bloodline, not some time long ago, which is why he is in this match for Backlash. That still doesn't excuse the lack of storytelling and entertaining television as to why that to get anybody excited for this match going into Backlash. I feel like, at least to me, I feel like that when it comes to the story of the Bloodline, finally starting to see the cracks of WWE not fully. Yeah, we're starting to see that kind of exhaustion when it comes to the Bloodline story, and it just dragging on. So it's going to be very, very hilarious to see how they just continue to continue this Bloodline story and see if they can continue it in more interesting ways. Yeah, this card just gets more depressing as we go along. Blame WWE. Bianca Belair, the Raw Women's Champion, versus Io Sky. This is for the Raw Women's Championship. When it comes to Bianca Belair, at least speaking for myself, I feel like we reached that time frame where WWE hasn't given any legit relevancy or hierarchy to establish her overall run on the main roster. I want to go more into detail in the future when we get back to her individually, as this is of course about the upcoming match between herself and Io Sky. And we know the story between Bianca Belair and Damage Control, how many months now that's been going on and how it's just worsening. It's just been getting as a whole. Damage Control all by itself is pretty much been a very that's been torture to watch, especially for me. So I guess if you're looking forward to that match, when it comes to Backlash, good for you. But I pretty much speak for the rest of us when it comes to story and character and just Damage Control as a whole. Yeah, I don't think I really care. But the match, I guess, is pretty much the only thing we have to look forward to nowadays. Bad Bunny versus Damian Priest. I've voiced my displeasure many times when it comes to Judgment Day, as I really don't care for them as a group. Because WWE has showed time and time again as they don't either. But I'll admit the feud between Bad Bunny and Judgment Day, there's some entertainment to it. It's been decent, but I feel like it's been too short. If it was up to me, I'd prefer WWE space out, the gimmick B-level pay-per-views, because it just shows their lack of care and work ethic. They know idiots will still pay for it, so they don't have to try. For the Twitter work rate junkies, I'm sure this will satisfy their thirst. They'll look at it as a banger. Regardless if I end up liking the match or not, my interest is already asleep. The main event for this card: Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar. The predictability in the matchup around Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns leading up to WrestleMania was clearly noticeable. From the Royal Rumble win to the finish, the storyline was very off and was inconsistently rushed. That very night opened up true potential for Cody to have an interesting, believable chase, followed by a more rich reasoning for even more fans to get behind his campaign. I wish I could include that same potentiality when it comes to Brock and Cody, but judging by what we've seen already, I feel like we've seen this movie play out over and over and over again. It's pretty old. Obviously, if you're a Brock fan, especially, but of course you'll enjoy it. You enjoyed everything around it leading up to Backlash, but still, it's been tedious. We've seen it before, and it begs more to, that wishing they could have did much more going, all building all around it between Cody and Brock. So I'm sure from a match perspective,